Future value, simple interest rate. Money has a time value which can vary as the result of inflation, investment possibilities, preference for current consumption, and risk. Because of the above reasons, if you are supposed to wait for receiving your money for some time, you need to get some additional value for it, which means that its future value should exceed its present value. Inflation is simply an increase in the average level of prices. It does not mean that the prices of all existing goods increase at the same time. Some of them might even fall, but that the value of the majority of them is higher than it used to be. For instance, in years 1926-2013, prices in the US increased more than 13 times. If you are supposed to invest $1 within the above period, you should get in 2013 an amount which would allow you to buy at least the same amount you had been able to buy back in 1926. So you should receive nothing less than $13. Investment possibilities are connected with the ability to increase your wealth over time through different commitments of own cash. For instance, if you had only invested $1 in the US stock market index back in 1926, you will get more than $3,500 at the end of 2013. Same investment in the US governmental bond will give you almost $74. So if you had kept this $1 invested over the above time period, you should be offered substantial amount of benefit in order to persuade you to resign from using it sooner otherwise. Preference for current consumption means that we all prefer to have something today than in the future. If someone promised to pay you some amount of money in 10 years from now for investing $1 million today, which might or might not occur, you would definitely want to get a lot more than your original investment in 10 years from now, for instance at least $1.5 million. Otherwise, it would be better for you to simply spend your million today and enjoy utility gained from it without waiting for some promise to materialize in the future. This leads us to our last reason of changing time value of money: risk. Risk is connected with the fact that promised cash flow might not be actually delivered for a number of reasons. The promisor might default on the payment, you as the promised might not be able to receive the payment. Some unpredictable events may occur which will prevent the promised payment or to reduce it. For example, natural disasters, economic meltdowns, or political crisis. Any of the above uncertainties increase the value of the future cash flow necessary to persuade us to wait for it to materialize. Future value is like the cash you receive at the future date. Let's have a look on this using a timeline. In order to find future value at a given moment in time of a present investment or present cash flows, we use the technique called interesting. We need to interest future development by taking into account all the reasons which affect time value of money. The rate of yield can be referred as interest rate, book yield, required return, cost of capital, or opportunity cost. The future value of a present amount can be found by solving appropriate equation which depends on the interest rate characteristics. For example, time period it embraces, compounding interval, equivalence. For more information, please go to presentation on interest rate. In the case of simple interest rate, which means that interests are charged only on the original investment without reinvestment, compounding, we calculate future value at the end of n period as multiplication of present value and interest factor, which is calculated as 1 plus multiplication of per annum interest rate and number of periods in which the principal amount will be invested. Example number 1. Assume that you deposit 1,000 euros in an account earning 5% simple interest annually for 5 years. What is the future value of the above deposit? So let's use our equation, where future value is the multiplication of present value and interest factor. Our present value is 1,000 euros. This is the amount which we are depositing today. Our annual interest rate is 5%, while period n is 5 years. So the future value of our present investment, the amount that we obtain by investing 1000 euros in 5 years from now, is 1250 euros. This is the amount that we receive in 5 years by investing 1000 euros today at a simple interest rate of 5%. If we use timeline, the distribution of our earnings is following. 1000 euros is our current deposit, so this is our present value. Every year we earn 5% interest rate on our deposit, which give us 50 euros per year every year. These gains are regularly withdrawn from the account and are not reinvested, so only the original amount is working as an investment for the whole time period. The future value of our current investment is the sum of deposit and annual interest rates. In the case of interest payments made more often than once in each year, the future value for simple interest rate is calculated according to slightly modified formula. Present value multiply by the sum of 1 and multiplication of interest rate, number of years, and number of times you get your interest within 1 year. Example number 2. Assume that you deposit 2000 euros for 0.5% simple monthly interest for 2 years. What is the future value of the original deposit? So let's use our equation. Future value equals present value multiply by 1 plus multiplication of interest rate, number of years, and number of capitalizations. In our example, present value equals 2000 euros. This is the amount we depositing today. Our monthly interest rate is 0.5%, number of years is 2, and number of capitalizations is 12, as we have 12 months within a single year. So, future value equals 2240 euros. This is the amount that we will receive in 2 years by depositing 2000 euros today at a simple monthly interest rate of 0.5%. Example number 3. Nominal monthly simple interest rate for financial product is 3.655%. You are investing $64,000 in it. What will be your net income from the above operation? This is a future value problem because you are investing $64,000 today and are looking for a net amount that you will gain in the future from it. In our case, the time period is 1 month, as we do not have any additional information about the time horizon of the investment, and interest rate is given in monthly period. So our formula on net income, multiplication of present value and interest rate, number of years, and number of times you receive your interest within 1 year. Our formula on monthly net income would be multiplication of present value and monthly interest rate and number of times you receive your payment. In our case is 12, as we have 12 months in year. In our example, present value equals 64,000 euros. Our interest rate is 3.655% divided by 12 multiply by 12. So the result is $2,339.20. This is the net income of our operation. Let's have a look on this timeline. We invest $64,000 at the beginning of first month on monthly interest rate of 3.655%. After 1 month of our investment, we have in total $66,339.02, which means that we have earned net income during this month of $339.02. We will close this section with some important observations about future values. Future value is the higher is the principal amount invested. We receive more in the future if we invest more today. Better to invest 10,000 euros rather than 100 euros. Higher is the interest rate. We receive more in the future if we invest on higher interest rate. Better to invest on interest rate of 10% rather than 1%. Longer is the time period of investment. We receive more in the future if we invest for longer term. We will gain more from investment of 10 euros after 20 years than after 2 years. And more frequent is the capitalization. We receive more in the future for the same investment from monthly capitalization than quarterly one. Thank you.